Hello everyone, welcome to Red Snapper. My name's MJ, and in this video we're going to look at all of the leaks, all of the indications that we have to upcoming seasons in 2026 in Marvel Snap, along with some sort of wish list ideas from me, and also just compiling evidence, all of the information that we have about the potential upcoming seasons next year / in 2026. Now, before we go on and look at the future, let's look at the past, because I did make this video last year, or / this year. I uploaded it in January, and we did get a decent amount of things right, to be fair. So we got things like the Galactus and the Heralds, like literally calling out individual cards, including Galactus, Terrax, Nova, and Stardust. We also got like Herbie and Mole Man, although those are a bit more obvious because they were basically confirmed to be in the movie Fantastic Four First Steps that we got this year. And then, I mean, I suggested maybe we'll get like an Inheritors or a Sinister Six season, but again, we got some specific characters there, like Chameleon, Hydro Man, and Ezekiel. So, that's just fallen over and made me jump. That's embarrassing. So, before we get into the speculation, I want to thank the people who helped me create this video. So, massive shout out and thank you to Fran and #1 Jubilee main on Discord, August Turn 0, who's recently launched a YouTube channel, so you have to check that out. And of course, Snap.fan, this incredible website that I use all the time. Okay, let's start off with January, because we've got basically the full leaks for this season. We know all of the cards coming, basically all of their abilities, unless there's minor changes. And we even know which series they're in, so Series 5 and Series 4, indicated on screen by red and blue. So we've got Shao Lao the Undying as the Season Pass card, we've got Lockheed as the Super Premium Pass card, Dragon of the Moon, we've got some Series 4 cards, I'm not even going to read these out, we've got Lin Li, the Iron Fist, we've got Fin Fang Foom, we've got Shang-Chi, Master of the Rings, a few other characters there for Series 4 as well, but I have literally got like a separate video about these leaks. So let's move on to a video that I don't have yet, which I will do soon. We have got a patch in like a week and a half, so I will do a proper video delving into these leaks soon. But we've got a Guardians of the Galaxy season coming in February. The season pass card is Star-Lord, Master of the Sun, and some of these cards, the abilities have actually leaked already. I've not covered them on the channel, so go and check out snap.fan if you do want to see what these cards do. However, not all of them have leaked yet, and there may be updates and changes. So like I say, we'll do a proper video looking at them in the near future. Show if you're new, please subscribe. But why is 2026 a sausage party so far? What on earth is going on? If you look at these first 2 seasons, there's literally like 1 female. Like, what's going on? Where's the diversity? Let's get some more genders in here, get some more women, etc. Right, now let's look at the titles, because there are leaks for titles. Now, for me personally, these dates seem a little bit weird, because I think if you look at the release dates for upcoming things that Marvel are releasing, which includes X-Men 97, the dates don't exactly match up to the titles here. Basically, you've got loads of apocalypse-themed titles for release in March and April. So let's just go with it, and let's say that March is going to be an apocalypse season or X-Men 97, tying into X-Men 97. If you've not seen season 1, I guess like minor spoilers, but it basically ends with Apocalypse. So let's consider that the March season is just going to be a flat out normal Apocalypse season, but also tying into X-Men 97. Maybe we could see a brand new Apocalypse as a season pass card, Apocalypse the Eternal one. There is a card name leak. I think this was the title of a card, Rogue and Gambit, so a duo card, bit like Rocket and Groot. Maybe we're getting our second duo card. I think for sure we must see the 4 Horsemen of the Apocalypse, which in X-Men terms was Archangel with his metal wings, who is death, Storm, who is famine, Magneto, who is war, and Psylocke, who is pestilence. And then maybe we'll just get some characters that fill in the rest of the X-Men 97 roster. So I'm guessing here we could maybe get Banshee, Callisto, and Sunfire, who I think also have some prominence within Apocalypse storylines. I'm not an expert on Apocalypse storylines. I'm just guessing what seems obvious. So, if we do see a double bill season, like we've seen with that Spider-Man into Symbiote season that we saw that one time, and like we saw this year with a Fantastic Four First Steps season leading into a Heralds of Galactus season, if we are getting 2 seasons back-to-backs around Apocalypse, I think the second one would have a better shot at being an Age of Apocalypse season. So I don't know if this is a storyline that they're going to cover in X-Men 97, but I think it could either do a little bit into that and then maybe delve into the comic stuff as well. If it was, I think we would maybe get like X-Man as a season pass card, so that's a huge character. Again, I'm going to need like some lore clarification, but is that Cable's son, or is it like it's something like that, or is it Cyclops and Havoc's third brother? It's something like that. Someone's going to have to clarify. Holocaust, Strife. Now, Strife is hinted at in the titles, I think, possibly. Is Strife a alternate universe version of Cable, or like Cable gone wrong or something? Maybe we'd get like a new Cyclops Age of Apocalypse, because I think they'd basically take any opportunity to make a new Cyclops. We could even get a Cyclops that is like X-Men 97 Cyclops. Dark Beast is a prominent character in the Age of Apocalypse storyline. Phoenix, it feels high time that we might get a new Jean Grey. And then Sugarman, Abyss, and Arcade as some X-Men villains who could feasibly pop up here. Maybe. This is just heavy speculation by this point. However, if we look at May, or what I actually think might be earlier, I mean, if these leaks of titles are accurate, then we will be getting a Daredevil Born Again season in May. However, this is like 6 weeks after Daredevil Born Again Season 2 has ended. It's due to end towards the end of April, so this feels a little bit less likely to me, and I think we might be getting Daredevil earlier, unless, you know, Second Dinner might have just constructed these seasons based on a rough release date that Marvel Studios gave them, and it might be too late to change them now that there's more secure release dates. We don't know. But anyway, there are loads of titles that have leaked for a Daredevil season, and a Daredevil season makes a lot of sense because there is loads of characters that we haven't gotten yet. Daredevil's got a huge supporting cast. There's characters I've not even featured here, like the Owl. I think the Owl would be a great one. But I think if we are getting a Daredevil Born Again season, we will get a new Daredevil card. Daredevil Born Again as the season pass card, I think, would be an absolute shoo-in. Yes, the original Daredevil card is good, but doesn't see masses of play, and it is very old now, and etc. I think we would maybe get a new Punisher Born Again, because again, like, Punisher is definitely a card which feels weak in the game, and it's a huge character, and it would just be cool to get a different, more interesting, and maybe more complex take on him. Similarly to that, Kingpin, I think, would be an obvious choice. Not only one of the main characters in Born Again, but it's definitely just an underplayed and under great card in the game. Maybe we would see a new Daredevil based on the Elektra Daredevil from the comics, Chip Zdarsky's run. I think that would be fantastic. It's actually a comic that I'm reading at the moment and is absolutely brilliant, and she is so good in it. I think surely we would see Muse, who was featured in season 1 of Daredevil Born Again. Maybe we'd see Microchip. This would be, I think, delving more into the comic book sort of area of Daredevil / Punisher, but just a way to fill out some Punisher characters. And in fact, further to that, maybe this entire season would just be a way to give us like a pseudo Punisher season. I think maybe we'd also get like some Series 4 cards, Foggy Nelson, Karen Page, maybe Frogman, some of the cheesy Z-list Daredevil villains, maybe Stiltman as well. There are title references to like punching and stuff, like I could have been a contender, I could have been somebody. Oh, Shay. So maybe we'd get Jack Murdoch, who is obviously a boxer, and Matt Murdoch's father. Jigsaw, maybe, again on the Punisher vibes, and maybe Barracuda as well. Who knows? Not me. Anyway, so the next one. Let's talk about, this isn't exactly a leak actually, but this is more like historical evidence and a tease that we've had. So every year there has been at least one solo Avengers main character season, which has included Thor, Black Panther, Ant-Man, Hulk, Captain Marvel, and Captain America. Now, admittedly, some of these are MCU tie-ins, but the point still stands. Sorry, I'm sort of half reading that out, half trying to be natural with it. I think I got away with it until I highlighted it, and maybe I didn't even get away with it. Anyway, basically, I think we are all but guaranteed to get an Iron Man season. And for full transparency here, I wrote this video and was constructing this video. I've been doing it for like 2 months. And I had an Iron Man season pegged. But then something happened. And Glenn was Glenn has basically teased that we're going to get more Iron Man suits. Someone on Discord, this video is pathetic. This video is as good as all my other videos. Make sure you subscribe. Someone on Discord asked, how come we've only got, sorry to do this voice, Elvin, how come we've only got Hulkbuster and Iron Patriot? I think we need more, basically. And Glenn was like, I expect you'll see some more Iron Man suits, plural. So listen, of course in the course of Marvel Snap, of course we're bound to get more Iron Mans. However, this is Glenn directly saying that he expects we will. So someone working on the game expects that we'll see more suits, and we have never had a solo Iron Man season. I think this is just completely, basically guaranteed. Like, come on guys, we are surely going to get an Iron Man season. And I think Iron Man's most prominent storyline with loads of characters that we don't have is probably Armor Wars, right? So I think we'd probably get a new season pass card, gotta be a new Iron Man. I guess Silver Centurion is probably one of the more prominent Iron Man suits, if not Silver Centurion, maybe the stealth suit. Crimson Dynamo, Madam Mask, Ironmonger, Whiplash, these are all massive Iron Man villains, especially because of the MCU. You know, Ironmonger and Whiplash. It's crazy that we haven't had them yet. And then maybe we'll get like a Pepper Potts supporting card, Titanium Man, Crimson Cowl, some of these lesser comic book villains, Living Laser, and maybe Detroit Steel, who like sort of was in the MCU, I think. Right, then the next one, July. This will probably be a Spider-Man Brand New Day season, right? This is an MCU release. It's coming out in July, brand new Spider-Man film, and every single MCU movie has had a tie-in season that came in the same release month of the film, except Thunderbolts, but the Thunderbolts release date changed at the last minute, so we basically got it like sort of a year before the Thunderbolts film actually came out. So I think we are pretty much guaranteed to get a Spider-Man Brand New Day season. Now, on the next slide, I'm going to look at a couple of characters who I think could be in it. It's based on minor casting spoilers, so this is official casting for existing MCU characters that they have announced are in the film. So if you haven't seen the official casting news, then you might want to avoid this section and use the chapters below to skip to the next one. However, it is also going to touch upon one minor theory, okay, which is based on things. I don't think it's a massive spoiler, and it is just a theory, but I just want to warn you because I personally avoid all spoilers myself. And this theory is from my good friend CC. This is a photo of us when we bumped into each other one day when we just happened to both be wearing Zelda t-shirts, when neither of us are even massive Zelda fans. We just happened to be wearing them. Anyway, that is CC.
I'm torn. I'm all out of faith.
So, what could we see in a Spider-Man Brand New Day season? I think we would be pretty much guaranteed to see a new Spider-Man as a season pass card. It would probably, based on the Fantastic Four First Steps, probably be called Spider-Man Brand New Day, right? Now, Hulk, aka Mark Ruffalo, is in the film, has been cast in the film. So maybe we'll see a brand new Hulk as well. We only have one normal Hulk card, so I think it's probably high time that we get a second one, Hulk Brand New Day. I think if we don't get Punisher in the Daredevil Born Again season, I think we could get him here because oh god, I've forgotten his bloody name, John Bernthal. John Bernthal has been cast in Spider-Man Brand New Day, so Punisher is in Brand New Day, which is awesome. So I think we could certainly see that. Now, this is the CC theory. My friend CC, this is his theory. Okay, Michael Mando has been posting on his Instagram and stuff, like teasers that he's in the film. I'm not sure if he's been officially cast or anything, but I mean, come on, he's in the film, and he plays, in the comics, Scorpion, but who later becomes Venom. And my friend CC's theory, which I 100% believe, is, you know, the symbiote, the Venom symbiote, a little bit of it is now in the MCU, as we saw in, was it Venom 3 or Venom 2? I don't remember, okay, I don't actually like those movies, to be honest. But the Venom symbiote is in the MCU. We don't have Eddie Brock in the MCU, but we do have Matt Gargan. I think, in Spider-Man Brand New Day, I think Matt Gargan will be Scorpion. I think we will see Scorpion battling Spider-Man. However, I do also strongly believe that he will actually become Venom. So I think we'll get a new Venom, a Mac Gargan Venom card. I think it's possible they could delve into some comic book stuff in this season. Maybe we'd see a Mary Jane, and then maybe we'd see these key supporting characters like J. Jonah Jameson and Aunt May as well. Anyway, let's move on to this particular season guess for me. This is just pure coping and a pure guess. This is based on almost nothing other than the fact that we did see an Eternals season. By this point, it'll be like, what, 2 or 3 years past the Eternals season that we saw? In August 2026, I'm talking about. And so maybe we'll see an Eternals follow-up season. Because, by the way, this season just writes itself. Based on the fact that we might get about 10 cards in the season, you can literally just fill this out basically with the characters that we see in the MCU, right, in the Eternals film, because there is still a list of characters that we don't have. Maybe Ajak would be the season pass card as basically the leader of the Eternals in the MCU film. Icarus, Kingo, Sprite, Druid, Crow. Now, Crow is what their names are, Deviants. He's the big deviant villain, so surely we'd see him, the actual main villain of the film, right? Kind of. Spoilers if you haven't seen it. There is sort of one of the villain is sort of Icarus, really, isn't it? Tiamat! Oh my god, a new Celestial. We've already got Arishem and Eson in the game, so surely we'll get another Celestial. Any chance to put these Celestials in the game, I think they should take it, and I really like the idea that they're massive releases sort of every year, adding a big Celestial to the game. I think that would be cool. And then maybe we'll see the characters from the post-credit scene, Star Fox and Pip the Troll, and then maybe even the Domo, their ship. Maybe I want to see more vehicles in Marvel Snap, so maybe we'll see that. Right, now, the next season, September, this is by far my least likely guess. I think there's basically almost no chance that we see this. It's just purely a guess based on nothing. Based on almost nothing, basically, other than we've got a few of the Pet Avengers, and maybe we need to see the others. I don't know. It would be a cutesy, interesting change of tone from the other sort of darker themes that we might see this year, which includes one from the end of the year. We'll see. Anyway, maybe we'll see a Pet Avengers season, okay? So maybe we would get Throg as the season pass card. That's the Frog version of Thor. Is his name Donald Williamson? It's something like that. Maybe we'd see you can see I'm scraping the barrel here. Maybe we'd see a skill called Pet Avengers Assemble. Some of the villains from the Pet Avengers comics includes Tiger Shark, so maybe we'd see Tiger Shark and Red Ghost. Also, Red Ghost is that guy who controls monkeys, right? And one of his monkeys features in the Pet Avengers, don't know who. Anyway, maybe we'd also see Alligator Loki, that would be a cool card. Lucky the Pizza Dog. Bats, this is Doctor Strange's Hound. If we don't see Aunt May in the Spider-Man season, maybe we'd see her here, because she's got a cat called Ms. Lion, who I think sort of hangs around with the Young Avengers. Young Avengers, brilliant. I just compared children to animals. The Pet Avengers, and then maybe like a skill called Terrigan Fold, like the teleportation that Lockjaw does. Or maybe we'd just see a new Lockjaw. Lockjaw's kind of the leader of the Pet Avengers, so maybe we'd see a new Lockjaw card called Lockjaw Pet Avenger. Right, moving on to October. This is my most wanted one, and I think my best cook, my best idea for a season that I've just come up with, right? There has often been a thematic season in each year, so rather than one based on a specific story or even a comic book, just one that is loosely themed together. And there's usually a spooky season in Halloween. This year we had the Marvel Zombies season. And finally, Spider-Man is the most popular Marvel character, and actually sometimes Spider-Man gets a couple of seasons within the year. He was one of the first characters that we had a season on with the Miles Morales. In fact, he was the worldwide launch season of Marvel Snap, was Spider-Man, Miles Morales. And then we've had like the Spider-Verse season from this year, which had an extended supporting cast. We had the Spider-Verse season from a couple of years ago with like Ghost Spider and stuff. So maybe we'll get another Spider-Man season, because we're definitely getting the brand new, we're almost certainly getting the Spider-Man Brand New Day season. So maybe we will see a Halloween Spider-Man season. The reason I say there might be a Halloween flavour to this Spider-Man season is because you could just have such a fantastic lineup of spooky, like mask-based Halloween characters. I mean, there's literally characters here who are literally themed to Halloween, and then you just stick in creepy, scary characters. And Spider-Man has got so many creepy, scary characters. So you could have a season pass card which is Zombie Spider-Man. You could have Doppelganger. This is like the gnashing, crazy clone version of Spider-Man. Hallows Eve, a literal Halloween-themed character. Red Goblin, again, spooky. Demo Goblin, scary. Jack-O-Lantern, another literal Halloween-based character. How many characters in Marvel Snap can say that their villains have got Halloween-themed villains? Spider-Man's got 2 literal Halloween-themed characters, unless I'm even forgetting some. I could be forgetting some. And even on this list, right, we also got Madeline Pryor. She could actually appear in an X-Men 97 season as well, but she has had crossover into Spider-Man. Man-Wolf, the Jackal. Kindred is a very creepy newer villain, or slash villains. If you've not read the storyline, spoilers. But there's like sort of, it's like, I think it's it was quite hard to follow that storyline, to be honest. But I think are they like the clones of? I think I just spat in the air. That's embarrassing. They're like the dead clones of Gwen Stacy's kids or something. It's weird. I genuinely don't actually understand who they are. And maybe White Rabbit as well. But yeah, I would just love to see this. This would be unbelievably good. But let's move on to November. Now, there's usually multiple X-Men seasons, and it's about damn time we get a full Alpha Flight season, and they've started adding a few members of Alpha Flight. Like, we sort of got a Sasquatch, although I think it was the Exiles version. So maybe we'll see like a new Alpha Flight Sasquatch, but we're about to get Aurora in the game. So I think it's time for a full-blown Alpha Flight season. And also, with the X-Men 97 seasons, we would kind of be due another X-Men season in 2026. So why not fill out Alpha Flight? Maybe the characters would be Guardian, which could, for inclusivity, right? Maybe we should have some more women, so it should be the Heather version. But I've written this as if I know what I'm talking about. God, barely. I barely know about Alpha Flight, but I do know that Guardian was traditionally the leader and has been both James and Heather, who are married, I think. Vindicator could then in turn be the James version. North Star, now I do know a little bit about North Star. I think North Star is Aurora's brother. Jean Bewley, is that his name? Shaman, Snowbird, Marina, Puck, and Talisman. Maybe these could be the characters, right? But then let's move on to the last season of the year, December, and this one is all but guaranteed, right? This is because of the MCU release date of Avengers Doomsday. So, I won't put like spoilers on the screen for this because like they did a 4-hour long casting video, and these character selections are based off of the officially announced casting. So actually, I guess it is kind of spoilers if you haven't seen that casting video, but yeah, apologies, but come on, listen, I avoid spoilers. This stuff here is going to be completely unavoidable. Anyway, so I think the film is named after Doctor Doom. Surely we would see a new Doctor Doom Doomsday version. Probably the season pass card, right? I think that we would be reasonably likely to see a new Black Panther, the Shuri version, unless they're saving her for a Black Panther 3 season, which is probably more feasible, to be honest. They probably know that's coming, and if you don't have Shuri as a season pass card that season, then what are you going to do? So maybe they'd save that. However, we are going to see some of the Fox, or old, I should say, classic X-Men movie characters in Avengers Doomsday. So there's obviously going to be some sort of multiverse stuff, right? So maybe we'd see a new Professor X, a new Magneto, a new Beast, and then maybe a new Namor. Namor is a character who's going to be in Avengers Doomsday because of the casting, and a card in Marvel Snap that just feels underwhelming. So that's really the only reason I've picked him. Apart from these characters, or I could pick at random people like Nightcrawler, or just the existing Avengers, like maybe we'll get a new Thor, etc, etc. I have no idea whatsoever who we could see in a Marvel Snap version of this film. Like, I've got no idea who we would see. So genuinely, your guess is as good as mine. So, looking back at all of them, this is what I think we're going to see. As I say, some of them based on leaks, so some of them are guaranteed, some of them based on MCU releases, and then others are just a feeling or a hunch or whatever. So, of course, for half of these, I am probably completely wrong. Let's just be completely clear on that. But hey, I reckon I might have pinpointed some of the characters like we did last year. And anyway, that's it guys. What do you want to see? What do you think of my ideas here? And which characters and which seasons do you want to see in the game? Just a final reminder, please subscribe to the channel if you're new. Like this video. It took me a very long time to write and film and edit. So it did take me ages to film, did it? Like half an hour or less, really. But my voice is going. I haven't had lunch yet, so I am malnourished. And yeah, thanks. I'll see you next time. Cheers. This is horrible ending. Good grief.